Hello, welcome back to my channel. I don't know why my hands is up like this, but it's just how they're feeling today. Anyways, I come to you today to show you a really dope ass light coverage base that you can use all summer long if you don't want a lot of heaviness on your face and still need a little bit of coverage. All right, I found this. I didn't find this. They actually sent me like their whole little base, all their stuff, right? Oh, actually quite a while ago, and you can hear my daughter. She's making her dinosaurs roar. Anyways, yes, they sent me their BB cream. CC, BB cream. Shh. I'm gonna have to wait till she's done. They sent me their BB cream like months ago. I really liked it at the time too. I was impressed by the amount of coverage that it actually had for being like a BB cream. Since then, they have sent me more of their stuff, so I have like a whole base to show you now. Shout out to BlackRock for keeping me alive. Feel your story. Fuel your story. Fuel your story. I did just do these lashes, which was a bitch. And I did these eyebrows, which were alright. If you're interested in that video, go check it out. Go check it out. Okay. And then come back and watch this one. Because now we are on to the base. You're gonna see my daughter walking behind me because I'm over today and I don't even care anymore. I like dermaplaned my face earlier and apparently I went way too hard because this never happened. Guys, look, I have never had this happen before. I'm shook. Yes, a light coverage base this time. And when I say light coverage, I mean lightweight. It's still going to give you a good amount of coverage. But it's not going to feel like foundation because we're using BB creams today, okay? It is Purlisse. We all know that I don't know how to say anything. Therefore, I don't give a fuck what this is called. This is it. We have a moisturizer. We have a primer, we have two BB creams, we have a BB cream concealer, and we have a BB cream blush. My history with BB creams, I have not always loved them. I don't like the way that they feel, but I've changed my mind. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to use any other products. It's just Purlisse today, guys. We're not even going to set with a powder because that's not what we be doing with BB creams. Let me go over what a BB cream is and how it differs from a foundation and how it differs from a CC cream. Everyone's skins and their needs for makeup are different, so you might actually enjoy one over the other. So all three of these things are bases, and they all differ in just a little bit. So a foundation is what you hear most of the time. Most people use foundation. Foundation offers the fullest amount of coverage, all right? You're gonna be able to do the most when it comes to color correction, fullest coverage out of the three. It also tends to have the widest range of shades as well. You'll notice with BB and CC creams, there are a lot less shades because they're not so transparent, I guess is the way to say it. Also, foundations can differ, like their finishes can differ. So you could have a matte foundation, you could have a glowy foundation, you can have a satin finish. A lot of foundations have sunscreen in it, and that a lot of foundations also don't have sunscreen in it. CC cream is the next in line when it comes to coverage, so the second most coverage. CC creams are like medium to full coverage, okay? They're gonna be more full coverage than the BB cream. They're going to be less coverage than a foundation. If you are someone that does not want to have as heavy of a feeling, still want and need a little bit of color correction and still want a good amount of coverage, then a CC cream might be great for you. A BB cream is the lightest of the three when it comes to coverage. If you have a lot of scarring or discoloration and you want to completely color that, the BB cream is probably not going to be enough for you. If you are someone who has maybe freckles or really likes their skin and just kind of wants to give it a little bit of coverage and they want like their skin or their freckles to show through underneath, then a BB cream is going to be perfect for you. I love a BB cream in the summertime because obviously, especially when you live where I live, which is very, very, very hot in the summertime, you just don't want to be wearing as much makeup. And sometimes you still want the coverage, you still want to look like a bad bee, but you just don't want to be wearing a full face. Like what is a full thing of foundation. The BB cream kind of evens out your skin tone, discoloration and just like, you know, imperfections. You're still kind of gonna be able to see those things through. It's just going to kind of blur it all together. So we're gonna start with Purlisse's moisturizer. This is called Blue Lotus Daily Moisturizer. It has SPF 30 in it. So this BB cream, in my opinion, has mad coverage. I was surprised. When I first used this, I was like, whoa, I thought this was supposed to have the light coverage. I'm going to apply their moisturizer first. Oh, that was kind of a lot. Let's put some of that back. See if I can get some of that back in there. It does not have a smell, so that's good. Nothing on your face should really be fragranced. It doesn't smell like sunscreen either, but it feels like sunscreen, so. You know, you might hate that, because I know I hate that. I've gotten more used to it, though. I have gotten more used to it. But it does give you a nice little glow, though. Look at me glowing. We's glowing. My skin looks so bad right now. I'm so ashamed. I need to get in with my esthetician and get a facial, like, ASAP. This is their radiating Silk Glow BB Cream Primer. They have a couple different primers. I think, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. Primer feels like a primer, smells a little bit like sunscreen. Sunscreen in this. I don't even think there's sunscreen in the primer, but like that alone kind of made my skin look pretty good. So. Come to realize that when you're concealing above the eye or even below the eye, your best way to get your line real straight is to just send it, guys. Just go for it. Just don't sit there and really slow. If you do it, the slower you move, the more you're going to see the flaws in your movements. Okay, so if you move real quickly, you're gonna get it straight, pretty much. Okay, look at how good that looks. Please, we moved quickly. Little tip that helped me. For sure, because I remember when I used to do my eyebrows, my shaky ass, y'all know my hand is shaky, okay? My shaky ass hand sitting there trying to get my eyebrows straight, fucking shit up, realizing that if I just move quicker, if I just move a little bit, pull quicker, I get a straighter line and a more accurate line. So you have to kind of just trust your motion. So these are the BB creams that I'm gonna use. One is too dark, one is too light, so I'm gonna mix them. I think this is the one that I used, and it did match, but that was, you know, before summer. This one is in tan, and this one is in light medium. We're gonna mix the two. I'll show you the difference. See the difference, one's real light, one's real dark, so when we mix them, they should be nice and match. With a dense brush, I'm still applying it with a brush. You can apply it with, some people like to apply with their hands. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. People like to apply with a sponge. Because this is already so light coverage, I like to use a brush. Because the sponge will, I feel like, make it even lighter coverage. So, you know, use what you want. But do you see how much that covered? By itself, that covered all my imperfections. You want to kind of use like a pat stroke, not like a long stroke, because this is a glowy, you don't want to see none of them streaks. I always like to bring my base kind of up to about right here, and then I leave it alone. I don't bring it all the way in, because that's what concealer is for. I could totally lie to you and tell you that I don't have any base on. But I'm not gonna lie to you, so. Please. We don't even have any on our forehead yet. And I'm not even gonna put a ton on my forehead. I'm just gonna put a little bit, because my forehead doesn't really need a lot of coverage. And I always feel like if you don't need the coverage, why put the product, like why put massive amounts of product on, you know? I'm just gonna put a little bit on my forehead. I used to when I was younger, like when I was a teenager, I went through this phase where I wouldn't put any foundation on my forehead ever. Like I would not even blend it into my forehead. And I was like, it doesn't need it, but you could see the difference, you know, because my foundation wasn't like my exact tone. And then I'm just blending any extra on my brush down my neck a little bit. This is a pretty good match that we got here, so we don't need to blend like completely down our necks. But if you got your color wrong or it's like not working for you, you're gonna have to do a little blending into your neck and maybe even chest area. It's pretty that is just by itself. Look at the coverage. BB creams aren't even supposed to be like very full coverage, but this is just really good coverage BB cream, and it's really light. So it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. That's what I like. BB cream blush in color, I think it's, yeah, Vivid Coral is the color. This is a blush I've been using like all year because it's my only cream blush. I never put like enough. I always get scared about putting too much, but I put it on my hand first, and I'm gonna kind of just buff the product out onto the brush a little bit, not too much, not too much. And then I'm going to place it up here on both sides. Don't worry, we'll blend her out. With cream blush too, you always kind of apply more than you think you need because it blends out so softly. This is how I like to put my blush right now. And I like to put it on the bridge of my nose as well because it kind of gives like a sunburnt effect, and I think that that's super cute. Don't be afraid with your blush, guys, because I like to apply my blush before my concealer. So don't be afraid because you can always take it down a little bit. See how pretty that came out after blending? Don't be one of those people that are afraid of blush, guys. I used to be one of those people that never wore blush. I feel like we all kind of were there at some point in the, what, like 2014, 15, no blush. Like, I was like, I don't blush, which is bullshit. Don't be that person because blush is vital to making your base look natural. It just is. We naturally have red tones, pink tones to our cheeks and stuff, most of us at least. So just keep that in mind if you're a no blush kind of girl. Stop. Stop. So now for the concealer. This concealer it's in shade light. I would have preferred this to be in shade light medium. I'm not going to lie, it is a teensy, like if this was like before summer, this would have been fine. But right now, it is just a wee bit, it's brightening. I really like my concealers to be like the same shade as my foundation, but this is a little lighter. That is okay. Anyways, I like to apply it on my hand first, then with the brush, kind of dab it off a little bit. And then we're gonna go in this, by doing it this way, you're going to get a much more natural looking conceal, and you're not going to overuse product. You know, it's easy to put too much product on when you're applying it straight to your face. So I like to apply it to my hand now, or even like a spatula if you're doing it the right way. You know, no germs, no germs. I'm just going to pat her and see how light that is though. It'll blend out, we'll make it work, but like I would prefer a little bit darker. I am going to press this in place first. I'm not gonna like move it around a lot until it starts to blend out. I hope that makes sense. And I'm gonna kind of press it in. You don't wanna stroke, literally pressing it exactly where I placed it. Don't forget that you can always build your coverage. So, you know, start small and build up is your best way of keeping things looking, you know, nice. Yeah, it's really easy to overdo makeup, you know, especially when you're at it for a while. And this is my blush brush. It has a little bit of blush still on it, and I'm just gonna kind of go back over that spot just to blend it again in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of the leftover concealer into this little area of my nose. I try to avoid too much product on my nose because I have large pores and you can see them a lot. And I find that if I have a lot of foundation or concealer or really product on my nose, it's just not very flattering for me. I just don't like a full like coverage nose. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had like no pores, that would work, but I don't. I have very real pores, guys. We could use more coverage right here in the center. You can still see like my blemishes kind of coming through right here in the center, but you know, this is a BB cream and we're going for natural. You see how light this is? Like it is actually too light. It's too light. So I'm a little irked by that. It would be way better if this was like a little bit less white, but we're going to make it work. I just wish that this concealer was like a tad bit darker. I almost want to put a different concealer on. I just feel like it's so bright under there. So this is too bright. The light medium BB cream on top of that. Like, I hope that doesn't add too much, but it's just a little too light for me. Okay, there we go. That looks better. That looks way better. It just needed to be a little bit darker because I was just like a little bit too bright for my liking. Now with the base, we're gonna set. I'm not gonna use a powder to set because that kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion, of using a BB cream. I'm gonna use a setting spray. This one is just, you know, by e.l.f. Nothing fancy, guys. You can even go in with a dry brush if there's any spots that were like not like a fine spray, and press them in like. I'll have like a cream highlighter. I don't know why, I just haven't really jumped on that boat yet, and I don't have one. So I'm gonna use one of my regular highlighters, and then I'm gonna kind of turn it into a cream. I'll show you how. Highlighter, these are the two that I've been liking. They're super similar in color, super similar. This one's by Half Magic, this one's by Benefit. This is my OG, been using this for years. This is in shade Cookie. We're gonna use this one. Brush. I'm gonna find where my high points are naturally on my face. You can see where it naturally reflects. We're gonna place our highlight right there. That's how you find where is the best place to place your highlight for your face shape. In front of some lights and kind of move it around and see where, like, see that natural highlight right there? We're gonna place my highlighter on top of it. See how complimenting? If I had placed this up here or somewhere else where it didn't naturally bounce off, it would look gray and it wouldn't necessarily look shiny because no light is really bouncing off of that area. Sometimes a highlighter can look powdery, obviously, if you put a lot on, because this one is a powder. And if you feel like it's too heavy, it actually looks really nice right now. We don't have to do what we're about to do, but I will still show you how to kind of creamify your highlighter, okay? One of my favorite products is this Gucci gloss. Okay, this is the Gucci gel gloss. It's more like a gloss, not so much a gel. When I think of gel, I think of something that dries down pretty much all the way. And when I think of gloss, I think of something that stays glossy. This does stay glossy. This does not dry down. You can use this for your lids, you can use this for your face, you can use this for your lips, whatever you want to add gloss to. It's a good thing. But you know, you could also probably use just gloss, regular gloss, because this is Gucci and it is still, you know, a little grip of money for this little thing. A little bit on my finger, just a tiny bit, literally a tiny bit, and then I like rub it into the back of my hand, and then I just very lightly get, not too much on my finger, press that into my highlight. Very lightly. It complements the highlight and then it gives it a more glowy look and less of like a powdery look. My highlight doesn't really look powdery right now, but sometimes it can because it just makes it look more natural. I would say be careful with this product though if your hair is down, if you're gonna be in wind. If you have really long lashes that have mascara on them, that it will transfer, is all I'm saying. Because it's a gloss, it will transfer things. So be mindful of that. It's really nice for pictures, but if you're gonna be wearing it all day, maybe not. Like, just kind of depends. I would definitely, if your hair is down, not use too much of that. It's gonna stick to your face and that's gonna be really annoying. To put a set on top of that gloss, I feel like it helps it dry down. I don't know, I could be making that up. I just like to set my face a lot when I'm doing a glowy look because I don't use any powder. I'm really trying not to use as much powder in all my bases because I don't like the look that powder gives. So I've been working on finding a way to avoid that. This is kind of the shit, and I think this is gonna be my new base. For a while, I really like these BB creams. And I don't tend to like CC or BB creams. I don't know, maybe I just didn't give them enough of a chance. I'll have to try some other brands to see how I feel, but I really like this one, that's for sure. All right, we are done. We are complete. The look is complete. How do you feel? I feel good. I think this looks great. It looks super glowy, which is what I love. I feel like it looks super natural, at least for like makeup, as far as makeup goes, like, you know. And I'm never gonna be that natural if I put makeup on, because if I want to be natural, I'm just not gonna wear any. So, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, and don't forget to subscribe, because that's how you're gonna know when I post, you know? You can even press that notification button, just, you know, just a little bit right there, ding, and it'll tell you literally when I post, so you don't miss nothing, because you don't want to miss nothing. Let's be real, okay? Make sure you go check out my short form content that I made with this look on my IG. It'll be linked below, and make sure you follow as well, the IG, the TikTok, all the things. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.